Do you remember the guy? How many? 300 of them. And it's not Tim. Tim, how did it feel in here after the price went down? I can't think of the last time that everyone bought something and no one sold anything. He already put in an order for 2025 Eagles, but I don't have them yet and don't know when we'll be able to get them. Is the US Mint closed because the government is shut down, Tim? That's their reason then. You can only buy Yankee Silver rounds with coin dealer Tim online at SD Bullion. If you spend more than $199, shipping is free. Get yours today while they last. Tim, is this your first time in it? Yes. For the first time? The first time. You want to sell these bars, right? Yes. Because of the costs? Yes. If you ask me, I think it will go up to a high point and then drop. Do you think there will be a big drop? Another big drop? I agree with that. Tim, do you agree with that? Even though it looked like a big short, it didn't turn out to be one. I believe that both gold and silver still have a long way to go. Also, gold should be back around the 200-day moving average or a little higher than what the Chinese are digging up. I do believe that bankers and people on Wall Street work together to bring it down, especially the hedge funds. I believe the shorts did try to take this down, but I'm not sure how good their attempt was. Not very, yes, but each penny is only a small drop. Those really were real, right? The wholesaler is still ready to pay the price they want, even though they look like the real deal. Should Engelhart bars be bought by wholesalers? Those are really big. Since I talked to a lot of shippers, I think a lot of these are just being melted down. They will only buy Johnson Matthey, Engelhart, and Canadian Mint. Put them on the truck's back. A lot of people, including Harry, have told me that they are surprised that so much is going into the plant. They were all smarter than I was at the time, but now I look back and see that I still have everything in the back, and the companies aren't buying anything. It does get a lot of, I won't say hate, but a lot of responses in the comments when you say that it should be cheaper and that the spot price is set to trick people. What they think is that you're not supporting metals because it's hard for them to understand. And I keep telling them, yes, he would not be in business if he didn't think it's a good idea. For some reason, I don't think I'm a typical coin trader. Since I was 5 years old, I've worked with coin traders. Now is a good time to buy if you haven't been. I believe we will have a better chance though. Okay, that's cool. Tim, how did it feel in here after the price went down? I can't think of the last time that everyone who came in on Saturday bought something and no one sold anything. Wow, that tells you something, Tim. In other words, that means people want to buy valuable metals. They're just looking for a good way to get in. There are still a lot of people who say, now that it's hit 50, it'll go to 100, then 150. Not at all. Coin and Snapshop. How long have you stood there? Not for long. It's likely been 8 years. Also, why did you choose Engelhart bars? Nope. There's no reason. You got a good deal on it? Yes, that was it. Okay, while Tim is on the call, I'll quickly tell you about Gold Mining Inc., the company that sponsored today's movie. It is an American company listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and it is one of the gold mining stocks in my sample portfolio. In January 2022, when I bought shares in Gold Mining Inc., the current price of gold was less than $2,000 an ounce, and the price of silver was only half of what it is now. Since then, I've held them. There are still reasons I bought gold mining, so I haven't sold a single share. Let me quickly tell you a few of them. Please don't click forward. I'll get back to Tim soon, I promise. But this is very important. The company Gold Mining Incorporated, ticker name GLDG, is very special. The company looks for gold and has more than 10 projects in the Americas, but it also has big stakes in gold companies that are sold on the stock market. This makes their exposure to the price of gold even greater. Gold Mining Inc. not owns shares in 4 businesses: Australian Mines Limited, Gold Royalty Corp., then US Gold Mining Inc. So far in 2025, 2 of these have almost tripled in value. It is worth about $295 million on the market as of October 21st, 2025. Still, their stock assets, which include cash on hand, are worth about $214 million. The ending prices on October 21st and the amount of cash they had on August 31st, 2025 were used to come up with these numbers. That being said, these huge numbers don't even take into account the company's exploration stage gold projects or the potential value and flexibility of its uranium project in Canada's Athabasca Basin, which is one of the world's highest grade areas. By the way, I also think uranium is great. Gold mining has one of the biggest wealths of gold and gold copper resources in the Americas. It has about 12.4 million ounces of gold equivalent in the measured category and another 9.1 million ounces of gold equivalent in the inferred category. It is very important to aim for resource growth because replacing reserves is a problem for the whole business because big producers are quickly using them up. If these 10 projects go ahead as planned, they will give the big operators the resources they need to replace reserves that they've used up through output. These are projects that are located in safe areas, have good infrastructure, and are run by a team of people who know how to build value over time. The business also doesn't have any debt. Always do your own research. Make the choice that is best for you and your money. I found Gold Mining Inc. interesting, so if you do too, please check them out. It's GLDG again, right there on the screen for them. Also, please look over their public filings, such as their most recent annual information form and any technical papers that are linked to it, as they contain important information about them and their projects. You can get all of them from the links in the text below. Thanks for taking the time to read this. A lot of people will benefit from this. Now, let's go back to Tim in the stamp and coin shop. All of those would melt. I still have some because I've been selling them for less than melt. Okay, let's look at this. Someone I know has 300 of these. Which guy has how many? 300 of them. And it's not Tim, not at all. If you live in a storm belt, that's the only reason I have 300 of these. The house won't fly away. Tim is not going to fly. Yes, you're right. Yes, I'm up 45 each. Yes. $9,000 for the two. Yes, that's risky. It's risky. You're stuck if it falls. Are you okay? Of course it was worth the drive. Okay. Now that I have that out of my car, it will get better gas mileage. Okay. Tim is the new person who bought the house. Indeed. Yes, that's not normal. What do you have then? Half a gram of sunshine. There's also a pretty cool worksheet here. Yes, I stopped when the tax thing happened though because I thought it was too much. What about taxes? You couldn't stack because of state taxes? Yes, you can spread out credit card fees, but taxes are just like, it's not right. It's not right. The government shouldn't tax money. Yes, it's wrong. Mass is where I pay my gas tax. Mass is where I pay my property tax. I pay all my taxes. But this, it seemed wrong to me. But I was getting rid of what I had because I'm trying to get rid of stuff I don't need because I have a lot of 1 or 2s. You got the fillies. Yes. I also got 2 cougar hens, and what am I holding? They gave me 2 kangaroos. Okay, then I have a moon pig that I couldn't find. It's not where I put it, but it's just a bunch of different things. I might go back for the moon pig to get rid of that one. After that, I had some that were just sitting there, so I thought, okay, let's combine those. Then I brought my little friends here. Our sales don't stop at silver. We also sell gold. That's my money for a trip. That means you're selling to take a trip. Yes, at some point, I see nothing wrong with that. However, I hope you will keep adding or at least hold some. I do have the rest of it in my hands. Yes,